Welcome to Guard Life Flourish, where whether it's your guard life or your home life, the goal is that we flourish. Today we have a special guest. I'm pretty excited about him. Some of you may have heard of him before. He is our 30th tag, the Adjutant General of the great state of Nevada, Major General Ondra Berry. Sir, thank you for being here today.
First of all, thank you for having me. This is something I think is unprecedented, groundbreaking, unusual for the National Guard, and it has really paved the vision that I had coming into the organization of how can we best take care of our airmen, soldiers, and civilians.
Yeah, and I don't think that you'll disagree with any of this, but Purple Resolve is the buzzword. It's been around for a while now. But the reality is the inception of it was quite some time ago.
Right.
16, 18 months ago. I mean, literally on a phone call, and then you and Colonel Waters got together, and all of a sudden the next thing you know, the ball has started to roll. But now it's really turned into a wildfire to some degree around here, around other National Guards. We're getting phone calls on this, that, and the other about what Purple Resolve is. So I guess my question to you is, how would you define, or what would you say Purple Resolve is?
So when I thought about, and I'm going to answer your question with a statement.
Come on.
What was really critical when you sit in this position is we ask our people to do a lot, and I listened to the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. I listened to the Chief of the Staff of the Army. I listened to General Hokanson, I listened to General Lowe, I listened to General Jensen, I listened to the Joint Chiefs. And one of the things that they will always talk about is we have been at war for 20 years. And there's these invisible wounds that our people have. And then we ask them to do pandemics and wildfires and the homeland mission. Then the Guard, we take on state partnerships. But to a T, they all talk about the fact that we haven't done a good job of taking care of the inside. So when I looked at what can we do to ensure, and one of our strategic priorities is take care of our members and their families and employers.
Yes.
And so when you go to what Purple Resolve does, it fulfills all of that. It's a way of being. It's how we carry ourselves. What makes me who I am. It's how I look at my contribution. It's me understanding the attributes, the competencies, the mindset, the ability of what I bring to the table, and how best to manage that, and to how best to fulfill that, and how best to unleash that, and how best to pay attention to that. This is the key piece. How do I pay attention to what I've been called to do? And we have this I would say three-legged stool in life. It's your family, and it's your service, and then it's kind of you. And if any one of those three are off balance, you can't be funky. You don't sit on the two-legged stool.
No.
And so you got to make sure that each one is taken care of. And we take care of the service, and then we do the best we can to take care of the family. And for some of us, we have a four-legged stool, because you can also talk about, your outside employer, and then there's you. And the one that tends to break is you. Purple Resolve makes sure that all components are looked after. But if the most important component, yourself, is not sturdy, the other three will suffer.
Wow, that's good stuff. Now, I guess what I heard you say there is really it's taking care of self. And some would say, well, I have too much responsibility. I have too much responsibility in the Guard. I have too much responsibility in my civilian job. I'm just going. I hear you say you have to take care of yourself.
Right.
As you dug down into Purple Resolve and you look at Purple Resolve, how does it help me specifically be a better person, be a better soldier, be a better dad, be a better husband? Because I think what you're saying is we're looking at the whole person.
Right.
We're not just trying to make you a better soldier or a better airman. We're looking at trying to make you a better person all the way around. And how does Purple Resolve get at that?
So the part of Purple Resolve that I'll say resonated with me more than anything else, and I'll just use this clip, the patterns of interruption. And being able to recognize when I am not my best self, and giving me a tool. Here's one tool when they talked about the breathing.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how much, not only have I done it, but I've taught it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it and got other people saying, wow. And I'm just like, and knowing how this brain works and what takes away from it and what could make it better and how I need to look after it. Because this drives my feelings, this drives my emotions. And then they have this piece where they talk about heart set, mindset, skill set, tool set.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, okay.
Yeah, good.
Okay. And now I'm looking at the heart and the mind.
Yeah.
And not based off of what someone has said, based off what the research shows.
Yeah.
And I can say, here's a proven track record of a methodology, a strategy, a process, something I can execute on that has been proven. And just as recently as yesterday, I had two people on Zoom.
Yeah.
And I walked them through this. And I thought I was blown away. They're like, I'm putting my name on this and I'm using this the next day and I'm taking this to all my kids.
Yeah.
And so what I have found is, you know, when we say everybody wins when a leader gets better,
Come on.
the family wins, the coworker wins, the peers win, the community wins when I get better.
Yeah.
And so that's just what I gained from the class.
Yeah.
Is it gave me a much better, I like to use an analogy. I went in there with this empty suitcase.
Yeah.
And I had to go buy some more luggage at the end of the 2 days to walk out of there with, because and I carry my Purple Resolve book.
Yep.
I carry it
A
everywhere.
lot of people do. It's interesting.
Yeah, I carry it everywhere. Oh, I carry it everywhere.
Yeah.
You go look at it. I've written at it. I don't know if I got all this stuff in there, but I got some catching up to do. But because I want to reference, because I know they say it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. Yeah. So I want to constantly reference what's in there and refer to and have and it takes me right back to the learnings what I was able to pick up. And so the amount, the enormity of information and learnings and tools that I got that now touches the heart and the mind. And I think it was Aristotle that said, educating the mind without educating the heart is really no education at all.
Come on.
And so I got that, because the military is phenomenal at the skills and tools.
Come on.
They're phenomenal with that. You know, they teach you that from day one. But I can't say for somebody who's been in service in the military longer than probably 99.9% of our personnel that I got a lot of information and learnings and development around taking care of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Great stuff. The heart set, mindset, tool set, skill set. Man, it's just something that really hit me too as we got there, because you said it already. The military does a phenomenal job at tool set, skill set, and we've heard story after story after story. So as that kind of segues into the next question, I would ask this: since we do since we do the skill set and the tool set so well, you said we need to get focused on the heart set and mindset.
Right.
My question would be to this: you've been around a while. You didn't make 2-star general, you know, in a couple years. You've been around a while. You've been doing this a while.
Right.
Why do we in the National Guard, more specifically the Nevada National Guard, what about your heart drive said, we need this now? Because, you know, we've been doing this a long time, and we do a good job at it. For the most part, the civilian world says, hey, the Guard is awesome. Our state said the Guard is awesome. We do a great job. Why now do we need this in the National Guard more than ever?
I know this sounds cliche, but that's a great question.
Okay.
That's a great question. And think about, first of all, 3/4 of our force is what we call M-Day or DSG or part-time.
Yep.
And our force is a reflection of the community that we serve around the state. And if you look at probably the last 2 years in our nation's history, it's probably from a togetherness standpoint has went backwards. Yeah. And something that, I tell people this: you never know what people in this position think about when they go home. Yeah. And one of the things that I thought about is I said, I don't want this organization to go backwards based off of some of the challenges we're seeing in society. Yeah. And I think most people know this: walking into the door, the non-negotiables were safety, unity, and integrity. And so I really started to pay attention to, because conversations started to come up about, how you felt about some of that was going on in Washington, D.C., or what happened right here in our capital. And there were discussions throughout the organization. And I could sense, because people reach out all the time, that it was starting to infiltrate in here. And I like to say that when you want to see the best of the best with teamwork or interdependence or having a shared vision, go look at the United States military. We are a case study of excellence. But also we're a reflection of society. And so I asked myself this: where are we at from a unity standpoint?
Yeah.
Where are we at from a teamwork standpoint? Where are we at from collectively working together towards this shared vision? And that was one thing. The other thing that was important to me is prior to when I took this job, we had they told me 5 suicides in the last 5 years. And I think I tell people on my 9th day here, we had a suicide. And it rocked my world.
Yeah.
I'll just be as transparent. And I'm like, man, if this job is like this all the time, whew.
Yeah.
And so I paid attention to that. And then and you've heard me say this before, that I pray for discernment, where I can just look, read, understand, and wisdom to understand the force.
Yeah.
And if you get in the balcony and look down in your organization, and you just watch from complaints to harassments to morale to the ops tempo to what they're asked to do, I said, we got to have something that not that people go through, that goes through them.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
And that they can walk in any aspect of their life and do something with it and refer to it, and that gives them more hope and energy about, I think I can keep going on. I can get up one more time, and will build their resilience
Yes.
and their well-being. So I was on this quest to look for something probably 6-8 months after I got here, and we couldn't quite get there until and it started off with Colonel Waters.
Yeah.
He wrote, and the National Guard Bureau was in the same mindset that we are not solving the people issue in the National Guard.
We're at best status quo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And they put out, they had, over the last 2 or 3 years, they put out these requests for proposals to find something that's a better practice that we can give our people. So he wrote the grant, and we got it, small amount, and we're able to find Purple Resolve, and got assistance from Craig Rochelle,
Amen.
the father of the soldier, and as we walk through, as they walk through, putting it together, because all I do is said was go, and I'll clear the path, we'll make it happen. And when they came to me and said, we have found and struck gold.
Yeah.
We have been to the promised land. This is something that we believe in. And, and I wish I could take credit for saying that, but it was the soldiers and airmen and people like yourselves who ignited this. And I always like to say, a candle loses nothing when it lights another candle. And you guys just kept on lighting candles. And then finally I got a chance to see the end product. And I said, this is exactly what I was looking for. Not based off of maybe what my mindset was, what is based off of what the force is now saying.
Yeah.
And so we have struck gold when it comes to looking for a resource, an educational tool, information that people can carry inside of them and have access to it anytime they choose to, on a moment's notice, to make them better.
I think that, man, wonderful, everything you heard, but there's one word that just really stuck out to me. You used it 2 or 3 times there. Purple Resolve brings hope.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily hope to one specific area. It brings hope to everything that we do. You use terms of, gives you that one more, get out of bed in the morning. It gives you that one more, I will do this. It gives you that one more, I can get my kids to this event or whatever it is. It gives you that extra courage. Now, how do we make this sustainable in the National Guard?
The best way to make it sustainable, and I'm a huge culture person.
Yes.
Okay, and culture is what you allow and what you put in place.
Yep.
And it's got to be a part of the culture. It's got to be ingrained, and it's causing a structural reform.
Yep.
Think about it. We have a whole directorate that's working on it now. So if you have the right structure, I've heard said one time, every organization is perfectly aligned to get the results it gets.
Yeah.
And so now we've aligned it. Then you got to have the ambassadors and the champions.
Yeah.
You know, the fire lighters, not the fire blower outers.
Yeah.
Who are going to take it forward. That's what we're starting to get now. Then you got to have the support. Now I have the support from not just National Guard Bureau, because they're willing to put support around evaluation or return on investment, but now the state is also doing that. And then the biggest thing is you got to have the leadership. And the leadership is not necessarily just the person who's at the top of the organization. The leadership is at all levels. I just came out of a meeting now where you're starting to see different sections start their own Purple Resolve groups and teachings. I didn't even know that was happening.
Yep.
I didn't even know that
I
was
got a
happening.
phone call yesterday about that.
I didn't know that was
Yeah.
happening. So I was like, oh, it is. I don't know if I can stop it if I wanted to now. I don't know if I can stop it if I want. We have our own brush fire going across Nevada.
We can put out fires,
and it's
but I don't know about
called
this one.
Purple Resolve.
Yeah.
And so, but you're having these instructors getting with their groups, and when the Q-Tub is coming up, and I'm noticing pretty much every directorate is writing about Purple Resolve and sending their people and what it's doing. And yet, this is literally in the last 6 months.
Yes.
It's who we are.
It's who we are. What a great word. I know that we have. We're getting close to the end. I could go for hours and talk about this stuff with
There's
you.
always part two.
There's always part two. So in closing, though, I hear hope. I hear resiliency. I hear all these great things of tools that we can really be a better human, a better this, that, and the other. Many don't know this, but the Department of Emergency Management now falls underneath the Department of the Military.
Yes.
And they're on fire for it as well. I mean, it doesn't matter who comes, Reno PD, VAs, they think this stuff is great. In parting, how would you, what message would you want them to hear, not only our soldiers and airmen, but all those that are affiliated with us, to hear about Purple Resolve as now and as it goes forward, or whatever season they're at in life? What's something that you'd want to tell them?
You know, for somebody who's attended numerous trainings, numerous educational opportunities, academic settings, I've been in all 54 states, territories, District of Columbia, I've been in 20 countries. The one thing that I will say, when a person goes to something that challenges their belief systems or their paradigms or they see is good for them, they want an experience.
Yeah.
And they want application.
Yeah.
And they want relevance. And they want purpose. And we keep using the word hope.
Yeah.
That's what you get with Purple Resolve.
Oh, man.
And you find yourself in there. And imagine a road. Everybody that comes in there is at a different place on the road. And Purple Resolve gets you moving forward on that road.
Yeah.
And different parts will resonate with different people based off of where you are on that road. But this is the one time that no matter who I've talked to, who's been through it, and we can be some of the most critical people that go through a training.
We can.
Every single person has told me that they got something out of it that they can implement and execute on immediately from a personal standpoint.
Wow. Good stuff.
Personal standpoint. So they see themselves in there.
Yeah.
They see themselves in there. The one thing that we didn't talk about is I couldn't help but pick up this, you know, or pick up this.
Yes.
You know, you can see yourself in there. National Guard, always ready, always there. Nobility, purpose, what you stand for, unity. All those things are in here.
Yes.
You know, in terms of who we are and what we do. Then they, when you go to the class, you put this up to yourself. You know, it's one thing to point at everybody else, but you put this up to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not my best self, starts right there. If
Yeah.
I want to be a better parent, it starts right there. If I want to be a better leader, it starts right there. It's too easy to go to victim or blaming or pointing fingers. But when I have to look at myself
Yeah.
and what I bring to the table and the value I add and what is my contribution, that's what you get out of Purple Resolve.
Give me some. Beautiful.
All right.
Man, our time's coming to an end. It's been so much fun. It really has. I wish we could go for, like you said, part 2.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll
Well,
do that.
I think you're in charge of this, and so
No,
I think you have the ability to make the rules. So if
I'm not
not,
in charge.
if not, we'll find somebody who
Okay.
who will
Okay.
say
I got some top cover. That's
you
what I'm
got
here to say.
major top
I
cover.
got hope.
Yep, you got hope. I think the only person I have to talk to is the governor, and I think he would say go for it.
Go for it. Well, fantastic. Well, I know you're a busy guy. Thank you so much for being here today. I know that you're taking time out of your day, but from all of us here at Guard Life Flourish, we're excited that you're here. We're excited that you joined us. If you liked it, please like us. Please subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section, questions for future events or future questions that we can answer for you. But for me and Major General Berry, thank you for being here today.
Can I get
Have a
one more
great day.
thing?
Please, go for it.
Okay, if there's anything that I could say to anybody based off of what's going on, first of all, thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank the team for what they're doing. Thank Colonel Cleveland, Colonel Waters, all that you've done. But the one thing as a leader in the organization that matters to you most is that every single soldier, airman, and civilian, they matter. Yes, they matter. And every day, I think about them and I say, what more can we do for them and their families, their employers? So if you didn't get anything out of this, please know that you matter. You add so much value to our organization, and we are better because of the people that serve in the Nevada National Guard. Battle born, battle ready.
Battle Born. Please subscribe. See you next time on Guard Life Flourish.